Well, good evening to all of you, to Paula and James and all the rest who will be hearing this recording. This is Dr. Watson. I've come tonight to be a motivational speaker, and instead of talking specifically about the doTERRA essential oils, what I'll be talking about tonight is the motivation to be using them. He says that many of us in our busy schedules find we tweak out seconds here and there. This is the reason why we have to get in front of the car in front of us, and so on in our life. But we find that if we just relax a little bit, as you use the colloquial saying of chill out, that we don't have to be there 2 seconds ahead of time. So he says in that type of thinking here, we try to eke out the minimal of what we need to do to get through every day with all the little family responsibilities. There he says the dad has to carry out the waste cans for the sanitary engineers to pick up front of the house, and everybody's trying to do minimally what they need to do in order to prepare for their day and to try to get into their workload. And many of those who during their work ethic try to do a minimal workload rather than their best. And he says that's where the doTERRA products and the oils come in here. It sounds like he's an infomercial, and he says, yes, I am today, because he says he's nicking everybody for to be responsible for themselves and their own well-being. You would expect the Cadillac treatment, the Mercedes-Benz treatment for your own body, and he says if you expect that, then you should expect the quality of that, and also expect that you're not going to get it for a dime. So he says that in the inspection processes that you're expecting to get out of Mercedes-Benz or even Cadillac prices for parts, you're expecting those parts to be examined thoroughly and to have a higher quality than would be of other car manufacturers of a lower cost product. And he says it might be dismayed that there are some imitation products claiming to have the same benefits of certain oils, essential oils, and being pure, and they go through the process. They only check one batch initially when they start the company, and it's never checked again. So, or they might check it once a year, rather than on every batch gets checked out with independent laboratories. So the quality, he says, is important. And he talks about the manufacturing term of scale, cost of scale. So when it takes 2 tons of petals to make a bottle of rose oil, for example, then you can expect that rose oil is going to be made with the very best quality of roses and perhaps picked at their peak, rather than they're all dried out and they were scavenged from somebody's funeral. And he thinks that's very funny, him being a spirit and all. But nevertheless, moving along with us, the oils here, we're expecting the Cadillac quality, and we were not going to be paying the Cadillac price, because he's saying that doTERRA and their best efforts have trimmed costs in every possible way to give you the very best product at the minimal amount that you'd want to pay. And there they actually give it to you at wholesale, plus some extra perks and benefits of getting, he talks about PV points and the free product, because he's heard Paula tell that quite a number of times to so many introducing the oils. So he said he learned from a good teacher. But moving along here in his efforts of motivation today, Dr. Watson saying that what we need is to be consistent. That's the most important part. A person will start a diet, then they fall off of their diet somewhere around a third of the distance into it, and never reap the benefits of it. And then they'll try somebody else's diet, and they lose their motivation, their carrot, or seeing themselves as they want to be in the near future. Everybody wants it now without putting the work in, and he says that that's an epic of its own. He says in a good work practice, and especially for our own health, because it's all about us, and you have to be a little self-centered, he says here, when you're thinking about your own health and also your family's health. There as being a derivative of you, you'd want them to have the very best health. So there are child's not doing well in school, and they're offering Ritalin and all these other chemicals that supposedly help the child concentrate, but makes them dull in some areas, which the medical science cannot deny. But he says that when you're taking peppermint as a memory enhancer, which is known for its quality and other beneficial areas like digestion and just calming abilities, very similar to menthol in some aspects. He says, and then you have vetiver and cedarwood, and also the combination known as Intune, which is a combination oils that together, all of them taking it together, will help benefit your child. So everybody talks about the smell. Didn't people like the smell of peppermint? And usually you think about peppermint when you have somebody in front of you who's got halitosis, or the wish they had it. See, that's an excellent point, that you could be able to introduce them to the product and help them increase their popularity. If you're a person who dwells on popularity, then you definitely want peppermint. So for that person is not supposed to forget any details, especially their anniversary, then it might behoove the wife or the husband ahead of time, say 3 months ahead of time, as they have gone and purchased some memory items to help increase their awareness and their ability to remember their wedding date. So there's advantages here. If a person's inept in some words, perhaps it's because of slowness of thinking. So now they need the regiment lifetime vitality pack. That is a lot of consideration has been put together to put those particular complement of vitamins together, and the various requirements that the human body we need in order to have perfect health. So if you want to feel your vigor and vitality, that you want to go to something after work, like a dinner, for example, or to have a good time, don't you want to feel your best and have enough energy to complete it, rather than pooped out in the middle of your fun time? And he says he pointing the finger back at you is because you didn't take your vitamins that day, or you didn't take your oils with you. So he says there isn't any excuse to providing good health and having a better life, is we just have to be consistent. He says it's a matter of creating habits. So you look yourself in the mirror every morning, or tie a string around your finger as they used to do in earlier times to help somebody remember, or take your oils and you'll find out it's easier, it comes back to mind quicker. And it's like you have to build your body up a little bit because it's been depleted for so long. It's like, how long does it take to fill my empty gas tank? And then pretty soon you start to see the needle move after some gallons have gone in there because it was really low, just like we depleted the energy stores and mineralogy as well as the other essential products that we need in our body to consistently be in good health and motivated every day. So Dr. Watson's kind of urging all of us to take a moment, and rather than contemplate or living the minimal possible that you can before you zip out the door in the morning, is to make the part of your regimen, just get up a minute sooner to put your vitamins in order, or your various oils that you want. If some people or workers are complaining about the smell because they have some toxicity issues in their body, and that's why their body's sort of having an issue with the scents, then he's saying how you can minimize that by putting it on the soles of your feet. He says in that way nobody's going to complain unless they stick their nose in your shoe, and he doesn't see that likely to happen. So he says that there are a lot of other nice products that also benefit our lives, and the oils find their way into different products. Just using he says the On Guard hand wash gets On Guard into your system. So we all know how that benefits your body by helping you build up resistance against colds and flu and other ailments that one might find, especially in the fall and winter. So he's urging all of us to become motivated by going to that emotional pack that of oils doTERRA is selling lately that have to do with moods. And then you're using the quality oils. So if you like synthetics and things that make you feel bad after you've taken them and try to blame it on the essential oils, when it really goes back to the additive that some inept company or by deliberate measures put in there to reduce their cost, to compete with the quantity of scale that doTERRA does their product line on in quantity, then you get what you deserve by going out and buying lesser quality oils, just like putting the lowest quality oil in your car. How long do you think that the transmission or the engine is going to last? So he says, if you want to look older faster, then don't use the quality products. It's going to help you stay young. And so he's talking about the oil combinations here that have to do with rejuvenation. Immortelle. So he says what a pleasant product it is, and he says that every man should buy one for his wife, a roll-on, because he wants her to stay young-looking. And he thinks that every wife should insist that her husband use it so she's not talking about her old man. He thinks that's quite humorous, considering when he went to the other side. So moving along here, Dr. Watson is again trying to find different connections with all of us to help motivate us in taking these oils and how it'll benefit our lives and bring happiness and a smile. He says when your bowels are regular, then you have a smile. And he says we have an oil for that too. So he talks about the free oil apps and also the paid for ones that you can get off of the Play Store from your cell phones. So you can come up instantly and find out what ailment requires what oil. And because you're buying from a quality place that gives you the same benefits that you would find, as some people make a reference to Costco, formerly the Price Club, he says, and it has its own history, but all the members there would never give up their membership because they enjoy the benefits of quality and also the wholesale prices. And he says there you are with doTERRA, and they're giving you wholesale prices and you get product points toward free product. He says that the Price Club will send you on certain types of membership checks back for your participation in buying certain products from them. And you get checks that you can take to the bank. Well, with doTERRA, you get points that you can go get free products. So there's more costly oils because of the amount of quantity that it takes, or the difficulty it takes in trying to obtain and manufacture the oils out of them. You can take advantage of these PV points in order to acquire those. He says he's talking about a certain person he knows who saves her product points for Christmas. And he thinks what a better way is all of us have so many knickknacks and things that clutter up our house. When you give somebody a consumable it's used up, then they don't have to store it. And more than that, you're improving their health when you're giving them an oil. So if you love somebody and want them to stick around for a while, he says that the benefits, just like of taking peppermint in Crohn's disease, for example, or irritable bowel syndrome, has significant effects to reduce the symptomology. He says that obviously doTERRA doesn't make any claims about any oil other than it's just another food your body needs. So we all know that we need our carrots and our peas and our spinach. So we know now, and we'll learn as we become acquainted with the oils and their uses as well as the personal experiences. It'll put a smile on your face, by sure. Will help you in your life to bring a little bit of happiness, and also to others. He says for those who poo-poo all of this because they'd rather drink their manufactured oil, that it might be some petroleum product derivative, you don't know. You would like to see the test results yourself. These are all quite public, he says, with doTERRA, where some other companies might not admit that they're putting perhaps even caffeine in some of their vitamins to try to get the same effect that you get from doTERRA's pure vitamins with no added caffeines or other byproducts that that's not necessary. They've done quite a bit of medical research down to the tiniest molecule, and they're very sincere about their product. Unbeknown to doTERRA, and Dr. Watson said he's done some research on this about vortexes and energy vortexes. He claims that Dr. Watson's claiming that the facility that processes the oils, the main facility, is partially over a energy vortex, unbeknown to doTERRA. So he thinks that's kind of interesting. He says there's plenty of psychics and energy healers who can verify that and pinpoint exactly where the center of the vortex is. He says the abilities of the oils to capture vibrations of what you put in it by intent. It also, interestingly enough, oils will hold a memory. So he's heard more than a few lectures that because of the oils have a memory, that's what enables them to go to a specific trouble spot in your body. It's more like your body saying, now you've given me the tools, I know where to place that piece of mortar and brick to fix the issue. So the long and the short of it, he says, we have to be motivated. We just can't run through life minimally doing anything. He says, how long are we going to keep our job if we did that? And how long are you going to keep your relationship if you don't put some effort into maintaining it? Or the relationship with our children or with our neighbors. We have to put effort into it. Then we should put some effort into our own well-being rather than getting something, it's not one drop pure in it. Some essential oil, and the rest is who knows what. So Dr. Watson's saying, listen to him, and he's kind of putting his finger to his nose. He knows that this is best for you, and he says you can smell it, taste it, feel it, experience it, and know that it's right for you.